In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the 4 benefits of teaching the elements of music in your music appreciation class. Hi, I'm Jooya from Jooya Teaching Resources, and I'm a music teacher with over 20 years of experience in grades 7 to 12 music classroom. A lot of people don't realise that teaching the elements of music in a music appreciation class is beneficial in so many ways to your young musicians. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the 4 benefits of doing so. Let's get started. Four benefits of teaching the elements of music in your music appreciation class. Hi, I'm Jooya from Jooya Teaching Resources, and my mission is to help busy music teachers like you in classrooms around the world with the resources you need to teach music appreciation to inspire the next generation of musicians. So welcome. In this video, I said we're going to talk about the 4 benefits of teaching the elements of music. You know I love the elements of music. If you've watched any of my videos or read any of my blog posts, you know how much I love it and how much I know that it actually improves and helps our young musicians to develop into even better musicians. So I'm going to go into each one of these a little bit more in depth, but the 4 main benefits are strong development of aural skills, the improvement of performance skills, the ability to recognize how the elements of music are used in any piece of music, as well as the development of skills for use outside of the music appreciation classroom or music classroom, such as critical thinking, teamwork, improvement in memory, and in comprehension. So these are just the 4 things that we're going to talk about briefly today. As I said, stacks more. There is lots more benefits. Or I should say there are a lot more benefits to teaching the elements of music, but these are just the 4 that I think are probably the most important and probably the most noticeable. So as a music appreciation teacher, one of your primary goals is to help your music students gain a solid understanding of music theory and develop skills to be able to appreciate a wide variety of music. And I do mean wide variety. I don't mean little bits, okay, a very narrow view of music, whether that be the Western European tradition or a certain culture or a certain style or genre of music. We want our kids to listen widely, and using the elements of music actually helps with that. So having a thorough comprehension of the 8 elements of music is vital, and it really is vital for young musicians, as it provides a framework for analysing and creating music, whether that creation is in the performance side or in the composition side, allowing them to better appreciate and enjoy music they listen to, perform, and compose. So as I said, music is not just about listening or about performing or about composing. It's about embracing that whole thing, especially for young musicians in the music classroom. As they get older, it depends on what they do. Some of them continue to perform, some continue to compose, others generally continue just to consume music. So the 4 main benefits are, as I said, the development of strong aural skills, the improvement of performance skills, the ability to recognise how the elements of music are used in any piece of music, as well as the development of skills for outside the music appreciation classroom, such as critical thinking, teamwork, improvement in memory, and comprehension. So make sure you keep watching. If you've got to this point, please keep watching to find out the significance of a comprehensive understanding of the elements of music for young musicians and the benefits they gain in subjects outside the music classroom. And I know, after teaching music for many, many years, too many years to actually admit to, that my kids tend to do really, really well in all these subjects, not just in music. And I really do think it's because of the way that a musician uses their brain. We're not just using one side of the brain, okay? We're using the whole brain, and it really does make a big difference for using those skills outside of the music classroom. So there's so many benefits to it. As I said, that's another whole topic. I'm not going to get into that one in terms of the brain development and things. And I certainly don't have the qualifications to do that. But I just do know out of experience, seeing how well my kids do outside of like as well as in music and outside of music in other subjects. But again, if you'd like to know more about the elements of music themselves, be sure to check out this video, and it's on this YouTube channel, and that's the cover. I've got a stack of videos here, and I'm going to reference a couple more very shortly. But this one is the one that gets the most views. So it's the introduction to the 8 elements of music. Again, there's a blog post if you'd like to read that, if you prefer to read. But it's just an introduction to what the 8 elements of music are. So let's get into the nitty gritty. So the development of aural skills through music appreciation. So it should be no surprise that your students will develop their aural skills when they learn about each of the 8 elements of music. Aural skills refer to the ability to recognize and identify musical elements by ear, such as pitch, rhythm, timbre, dynamics, and harmony, plus as tonality, texture, structure, all those things, all of them, okay? Strong aural skills are critical for all musicians as they enable them to hear and reproduce musical ideas accurately, improvise, as well as use musical ideas when composing their own music. And I think that's the biggest thing that I know it certainly develops the aural skills, but learning about the elements of music and how they're used in different styles and genres and pieces of music helps kids to bridge that gap and put it into their own music. Or if they're performing and they're doing things, hopefully they recognize when they listen to a piece of music that was a skill that they were actually performing, and they can hear that. And that's what we're talking about with that development of aural skills. So by teaching your students to recognize and identify how the musical elements are being used in a piece of music by ear, you can help them to gain a deeper understanding of how music works and become more confident and skilled musicians. Now, I have to say, I'm one of those musicians who cannot do things by ear really well in terms of hear a song and play it. I can't do that. I've tried. I just can't. I can learn a melody real quickly. Like as a singer, that's not a problem. But in terms of hearing a song and being able to work out the chords, if I was playing with my guitar, it takes me forever to do that. And I just that is just not my strength. But what I can do is I can hear a piece of music and recognize, oh, that's that technique. That's that technique. This is what the vocalist is doing. That's what the guitar is doing. And that's what we're talking about with the elements of music and developing their aural skills. So this is one of my best-selling bundles, the Elements of Music Listening Worksheets bundle. Now, there's more than what you can see on those screens. There's actually a lot more bonuses in there. But if you do want to actually start and make it easier for yourself to teach the elements of music, go and grab this bundle. As I said, it is it's really great value. I think it's $84 worth of stuff and you're getting it for $50. So it's almost half price. Improvement in performance skills through music appreciation. Now, I've sort of touched on this a bit, but as I said, there's obviously, if you can get students to understand and know certain things about an instrument or how the elements of music are used with a particular instrument, then hopefully they can put that into their own performances. That's the aim, so that they can become much better musicians because they've got a much broader set of techniques to draw from in their own performances. So performance skills, no matter what the instrument, comprise of the ability to play or sing music accurately and expressively, which is the important thing, including techniques, interpretation, and expression. Now, and as I said, by having that broader range of listening and understanding of the elements of music, you hope that is put into their performances. Strong performance skills are essential for young and developing musicians as they allow them to communicate their musical ideas effectively and emotionally connect with their audience, which is what we all want. We all want that emotional response from our audience, whether that's happy, sad, anger, whatever it happens to be. We want that emotional response. So by teaching your students to use each of the elements of music through music appreciation and to incorporate what they learn into their own performances, it will help develop strong performance skills. By carefully considering and using the elements of music in a performance, you can help your students to become more confident and expressive musicians and develop a deeper appreciation for the power of music and what it can actually do for people. Now, this is one of those things, like I've done this many times in terms with my kids, when they're doing a performance and they're preparing for a performance, okay, especially I'm talking my year 12 HSC kids, year 11 and 12, and some of my younger years, but I want them to understand and I want them to be able to tell me, what are they actually doing in their performance? What actual techniques are they using? How could they use a technique that someone else has performed in that song and incorporate it in their own version? And that's what we're talking about with the elements of music and all those things. So that wide listening, bring it into their own performance. Recognition of how music elements are used in music appreciation. So this is a given, okay? This is what you would hope in your music appreciation class that you're doing. So recognizing how music elements are used is crucial for gaining a deeper understanding of musical styles and genres in any piece of music you choose to study in your music appreciation class. When you choose music that your students enjoy listening to, okay, want to grab them, the engagement in your music appreciation class will naturally increase. So if you're using music that they like, they're naturally going to want to actually participate in the lesson. Then, by choosing to focus on any or all of the 8 elements of music, including dynamics, harmony, melody, rhythm, structure, texture, timbre, and tonality, when listening to a piece of music, your students can learn to be a discerning and critical listener. And that's what we want, a discerning and critical listener. So they don't have to necessarily like the music, but they should be able to still hear things in the music, no matter what the music is. By teaching your students to recognize how these elements are used in different musical styles and genres, you can help them to develop a deeper appreciation for the diversity and richness of musical expression in all music, and not just the music they enjoy listening to outside the music appreciation classroom. And that's the important thing, that they develop that skill to actually be more appreciative beyond what they actually like. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter what sort of style of music a kid is into, as long as they can appreciate music beyond that actual genre. Now, if you'd like to know more about teaching and using the elements of music in your music appreciation classroom, make sure to subscribe to this channel. There are stacks of videos here already on each of the elements of music, plus teaching ideas that you can use in your music classes to keep your students engaged and learning. And there's things like how to write about texture, how to write about structure, how to write about tonality, all those things about all the elements of music. There's little tutorials on each of those. So you can feel confident when you're going into the classroom, in your music appreciation classroom, that you've chosen a piece of music and you're going to focus on tonality. Well, how are we going to do that? How am I going to get my kids to appreciate the music and then narrow that down and focus that down? As I said, that's what that does. And that's also what those elements of music listening worksheets do, because they help to narrow the focus of what the kids are listening for, instead of going, oh, this is a nice piece of music, or I hate this piece of music. Yeah, you might hate it, but what time signature is it in? How fast is it going? Okay. And those sort of questions, you don't want an opinion. It's just stating the fact. So the last thing is the benefits of music appreciation skills outside the music room. And I think this is, again, something as music teachers, we need to make sure that we are going and helping our kids to connect that what we do in music actually helps you in other subjects, whether it be maths, science, history, geography, PDHPE, cooking, I don't know, anything, okay? Doesn't matter. It helps broaden their skills, okay? So a comprehensive understanding of the elements of music can benefit young musicians in several subjects outside the music room. Research has shown that learning to play an instrument can improve cognitive skills, such as memory and attention and language processing, which is that whole brain thing, okay? It can also help develop social and emotional skills, such as self-discipline, self-expression, and teamwork. Because you know that as a musician, very rarely are you playing on your own. You're always performing with somebody, okay? And that's that teamwork thing. So by teaching your students to gain a comprehensive understanding of the elements of music, you can help them develop a range of skills that will benefit them in all areas of their lives beyond the music appreciation classroom. As a music appreciation teacher, you know that having a thorough understanding of the elements of music is crucial for young musicians. This understanding helps in several ways, as it provides a framework for critically analysing and evaluating music, especially with those elements of music bundle, because there's specifically designed questions for each of the elements of music. And that way a student can actually critically focus and evaluate the music through the lens of melody or rhythm or texture or structure, whatever it happens to be. Improvement and strengthening of performance skills, that's a given. You're hoping that whatever they're listening to, they're going to put into their own performances. Musical ideas and the music composition process, again, gathering ideas from a wide variety of sources. helping to develop strong aural analysis skills. Again, listening to that music and going, what's happening there? What can I hear? How is that element being used? And allowing students to recognize and appreciate the diversity and richness of musical expression in a wide variety of music styles and genres. And I said, that's what the elements do. It provides that framework as, okay, we're going to listen to Bach concerto, blah, blah, blah. And the kids will go, oh, I don't want to listen to that. Okay, well, what we're going to listen to is we're going to listen to how he's actually done texture. And then you can talk about, well, let's listen to it and let's see what they've done. What's he done? Okay, what type of texture is being used? How many instruments can you hear? How many layers of sound? All that sort of stuff. And again, it just focuses that attention through the lens of the elements of music. Other ways that having a solid understanding of the elements of music is that it can benefit students in subjects outside the music appreciation classroom by improving cognitive, social, and emotional skills. As a music appreciation teacher, prioritizing the development of a strong foundation in music theory and musicianship skills through the elements of music will help your student to appreciate the power and beauty of music beyond the music appreciation classroom, which as a music teacher is what we want. So if you'd like some more ideas as to how to make your music classes more interesting and fun for your students, try these 5 ways to make over your music curriculum download. Go to jooya.com/make over your music curriculum, and you'll be able to get your download there. So there's lots of ways that you can actually make over your music appreciation curriculum. There's 5 ideas in that one, but there's also plenty of ideas on this YouTube channel, or you can obviously go over to my website as well. Again, if you'd like to know more about the elements of music, please go to jooya.com. There's a if you click on, go there, go to the bottom of the page, you'll see a thing that says elements of music. Click on that, and that page will be able to take you to everything else. Okay, everything's linked there, no matter which element of music you want to do. So as I said, there's stacks there, and there's stacks of videos, as I said, on this channel. So make sure you subscribe. But if you want to buy some music resources, something to help you in your journey with teaching music appreciation, please go to my Teachers Pay Teachers store over at Jooya Teaching Resources. Again, if you put in, if you go to Teachers Pay Teachers and you put in Jooya Teaching Resources, you'll find me. I'm the only one. And if you'd like another free resource about the elements of music, you can get the elements of music mind maps, and the link is there, jooya.com/free mind maps. And again, those are the mind maps. They're blank versions of each of the mind maps for each of the blog posts or the videos. They're on this channel or on my website, jooya.com. So they all tie in together. So it's a really useful mind map. I've had thousands of people download that free resource, and I know it's being used in classrooms all over the world, all over the world. Thank you so much for watching. So make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button below. Make sure you do that. So I hope that this has actually helped you a little bit in terms of why you should do music appreciation in your classes. Now, some classes I know are strictly a music appreciation class, but I know for where I teach, we teach that appreciation in our subject. So we're doing all sorts of things in terms of music. So it's just one part of what we do, but it's a part that should not be skipped. Okay, it's a part that should be popped in there. And, look, honestly, I teach the concepts of music, which are the same thing, just a different name, different umbrellas. But the elements of music, concepts of music, no matter which way you want to go, they need to be taught in the classroom to make your kids better at listening, better as a performer, better as a composer, and better at developing those critical and analytical skills when it comes to using the elements of music. So there's so many benefits to doing that. Anyway, until next time, I'm Jooya from Jooya Teaching Resources, and have a great one. Bye.